Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Level Up Lomax back with another legendary video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about, is the trucking industry oversaturated? Part 2. Actually, the trucking industry is not oversaturated. Actually, there is still a driver shortage. I got a lot of comments on my last video, like this comment or this comment. And a lot of guys were saying that the trucking industry was oversaturated because of new drivers coming in, as well as old drivers not retiring as fast as they used to. And I do think that it's easy to feel that the industry is oversaturated just when you sit and look around and see what things are going on. There is over, 2 million people with a CDL in the United States, but that's not 2 million people actively driving. That's just 2 million people with a CDL. The trucking industry is actually not oversaturated. According to the American Trucking Association, there is still a driver shortage. 2 years ago, it was really high. It was up at like 82,000. And then last year it dropped to 78,000. And now it's about 60,000 or less. But all in all, the trucking industry is not oversaturated. If you're looking at it from just a CDL holder standpoint, it may be oversaturated, but when it comes to qualified drivers and getting good jobs, it is not oversaturated. That's where the trucking shortage is actually at. It's actually at in the midst of qualified drivers. According to the American Trucking Association, that's the ongoing problem, is that companies are having a hard time finding qualified drivers. One of the guys that commented on my video, he said that there was an influx of new drivers, and that is correct. There's an influx of new drivers coming into the game and not lasting long enough to become experienced drivers. So that's where people may get the gist that the trucking industry is oversaturated, because they're seeing so many new drivers coming to the industry. And then on top of that, we're seeing a lot of older drivers not retiring because they still need to work. The economy is not like it used to be. So guys would retire on time. They couldn't wait to retire back in the day, but these days that's just not the case. A lot of guys are choosing to continue to work, so that's obviously keeping a lot of qualified drivers in the game. But the problem is not if the trucking industry is oversaturated or if there's a driver shortage. The problem is that there's not enough qualified drivers. But the idea of the trucking industry being oversaturated, because I know one guy in the comments said that all you got to do is go to the truck stop and you'll see that it's oversaturated. You see all the trucks on the side of the road. You see people parking all over the place or not being able to park. And that'll explain why the trucking industry is oversaturated. But that's really not a key indicator of the trucking industry being oversaturated, because at the end of the day, it's not about how many bodies. It's about who's gonna get in the game and last and actually be here in the long run, And like me, with 5 years in, I'm not going nowhere. But a person that's a year in, 6 months in, and they having a hard time, it's a 50-50 chance that they might quit, So say, for sake of simple numbers, say it's 100,000 new drivers that just came into the industry with 6 months of experience or less. Over half of those drivers are probably not going to make it to 2 years. And I say 2 years because that's what most jobs ask for. That's what is considered an experienced driver. Once you pass 2 to 3 years, most jobs will take you. If you're looking at it from that aspect, of course you're going to feel like the industry is oversaturated. And I mean, if you are down in that pool of drivers, like if you're in that 2 or less years of driving experience, it may very well feel oversaturated for you, but for qualified drivers and experienced drivers, and then also with drivers with good records, it's not oversaturated, because a lot of companies will take those drivers at the drop of the hat because they see so many unqualified drivers. And then also there's a whole pool of drivers that are not qualified because of they drug and alcohol evaluations. It's a lot of drivers in the SAP program or whatever. So that X's out a good chunk of drivers as well, because a lot of companies won't take those drivers, so you can say that those aren't qualified drivers or whatever. So all in all, what I would say is the trucking industry is very balanced, because even if there was all of these drivers that were qualified to drive, when it comes to company, are they qualified to work at that company? Are they qualified to do this high-paying job or whatever? Whether it's tanker job or a delivery job or whatever the case may be, the high-paying jobs that we all want, the qualifications are most likely pretty strict, So that's where that X's out a lot of the drivers that you may feel that you're competing with, And once you get past a certain amount of experience, that'll put you above a lot of other drivers, as the time goes, as you stick it to the game, When I was 2 years in, obviously, I couldn't compete with the guys 5 years in, And now that I'm 5 years in, the 2-year guys can't compete with me. And now that I'm 5 years in, I can't compete with the 10 and 20-year guys, So it's just, I think that, like I said in another video, it's all about positioning yourself the correct way to ensure that you get the job that you want or whatever, I just want to make this quick video to touch bases on the last video and say that the trucking industry is not oversaturated. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all leave me some more comments on this video. Let's keep this conversation going. And that's really it, man. And also, I want y'all to give me some topics to talk about on the trucking channel or whatever. Ask me questions. Let's keep these different conversations going, because I think it helped a lot of people. And also, shout out to the guys in my comments that said they just got their CDL and they just starting out or whatever. Congratulations on getting your CDL, and I wish you luck. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. It's your boy, Level Up Lomax, checking out.